Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Corinne and you have found CoryCreates. This is a channel about all of my creative endeavors, including cross stitch, gardening, sewing, and all of the things. So I live a creative life and this is where I share that with you all. So welcome back. Today is March 25th. It is a Saturday, 2023, and this is Flosstube number 12. So I am super excited to be back with you all today. Hopefully you all can see me. It's just a great day here in the St. Louis area. We have been super chilly and cloudy and rainy the last few days. But today we've got a mostly sunny day. It's in the 50s or so. So hopefully spring is on the way because it is not really here yet. I think I wore boots at some point this week. So I have a lot to share with you. Quick, super fast update on what's been going on here. Like I said, the weather's been but this is the end of my spring break. So I have quite a bit to show you as a result of that. It's just been me and the kids most of the week. Yesterday, we went to my whole family, my husband, my son, and my daughter. We all went down to the Foundry here in St. Louis. It's a new entertainment complex close to the downtown area. So we went down there and did some miniature golf yesterday and had lunch. Hubby took off. I was planning to tape yesterday, but since he decided to take a half a day, I waited till today to tape. We had a good time, even though I'm not going to lie to y'all, I am awful at miniature golf. I consider myself an athletic person. I was a softball player for many years, dabbled in volleyball a little bit. I consider myself very athletic. Golf is not for me. Okay, it takes me like 5 or 6 times to get in the hole. It was a couple times I'm like, I'm ready to go home. But I wanted, the kids were having a great time. They won. They beat us soundly. So, and my husband's real competitive. I just didn't even bother on this one. Normally I am competitive, but I'm a quiet competitor. I'm just going to beat you and be quiet about it, but not in putt-putt. Okay, so we had a good time though. In the spring break, actually I have until Monday. We don't go back until Tuesday. So it's still been a very eventful week. Layla has been working, and so I haven't been able to kind of go like I want to because I have to get her back and forth to work. She still don't have that license, y'all. I'm working on it. But yesterday she had to work and we both got our ears pierced because she works at the mall in one of the jewelry stores and she does the ear piercing. I was kind of shocked they let a 16-year-old pierce ears, but she's really good with it. So she pierces a lot of ears from babies to people my age. And we both got a second set yesterday. I don't know if y'all could see them. Both got a second hole yesterday. She never had one. I had one. I had my second hole pierced when I was in my 20s. In college, but I noticed about 1.5 years ago it had closed up, and I never really liked the location of it. I have little tiny ears, so I think the location was just not a good location because it was always hurting me. So for like the last 20 plus years, it's hurt. And so I was kind of glad it closed up because this location, even though I just got them pierced, they don't hurt at all. So that was something she and I did together. Her manager pierced her ears, and then I got in the chair and she pierced mine. So, and she did a great job, and I kind of hung out for a little while and watched her at work. She's very good with the public. So I know she will always do something in her career with the public. She says she wants to be a doctor, a pediatrician, because she's very good with kids. And she pierces a lot of little kids. So I know she's good at making them comfortable and encouraging them and getting them to sit still for her. So it was just nice to actually see her working. I don't think I've seen her working at this particular job. I kind of let her do that, get hired, and that's her job. I'm not one of those helicopter parents. That's always, you know, unless there's a problem, I let her do what she does. So, all right, let's get to it. Like I said, I got lots and lots to share. So let's start with my new start. I have a new start. I am participating in the challenge on Instagram. I can't remember the lady's name. Carolyn Stitches. I'll put it on the screen, her name, but she has a hashtag 12 in 23 ornament stitch along. So I'm trying to do 12 ornaments this year for my tree in the future. So I've started a new one, and I'm gonna let you all see it and see if you can guess who that is going to be. That is going to be the Grinch. Okay. It is a freebie. I will put in the notes below a link to it if I can. I don't remember where I found it. I found it quite some time ago, and the link at the bottom of the page is just gibberish. So I will see if I can find this link and post it in the show notes below. But it was a freebie pattern. I'll show it really fast. But I'm enjoying it. This is one day of stitching. I started it on Thursday, I believe, the 23rd. And that's how far I got just in that one little sitting. I'm not even sure, maybe an hour and a half. And that was with a lot of interruptions. So I'm kind of excited about that. So this is my new start, and this is the Grinch. We're going to go right into WIPS. I have quite a few. I even have a couple that I was not planning to work on this month. I think the last time I was with you was in early this month, so it's been about 3 weeks. And I said I was going to continue with a lot of the ones I worked on last month, but I think I added one that I was not expecting to continue to work on this month. So let me start off with the two that I'm finally starting to somewhat enjoy. And that is my two pieces that are on linen. Okay, sorry, I thought this one was open. I got a zip. Sorry about that. This is my Welcome Pineapple. It is on a 28 count linen. I do not remember exactly what linen it is on. I think it's a natural brown linen because I'm pretty sure I got the call for. Here is the chart, and it will be personalized at the bottom with our name, our last name when I get to it, but hopefully you can see the detail on that. It is done in mostly pearl cotton. The only part that is not is the pineapple itself. The leaves and part of the fruit are DMC, and part of the fruit is also Mill Hill beads. So I'm getting down. I'm almost finished with that scroll work at the top. This is where I am. And I'm finally starting to enjoy it. You all, linen is a challenge for me. Especially this because it is mostly half stitches. The only part of this that is not half stitches is the pineapple. Everything else is directional half stitches. I don't know if you can tell, some of them on this side are going this way and the ones on this side are going that way. So it can be a little bit of a challenge to stitch and count accurately when you're only doing half of a stitch. And I have frogged consistently every time I have touched it, and that frustrates me. So I'm working through that. It's getting better. I'm almost finished with the main scroll work at the top, which is good. But now I've got all this light color, okay, to do. So we will see. I was able to get quite a bit done. Okay, and as you can see, I'm starting on the light part here. But overall, it's definitely a work in progress, both mentally and physically for me. But I'm going to be very happy with it because this is definitely going to go like in a foyer area in our home so people can see it. And kind of a, you know, the pineapple is a symbol of hospitality. So I definitely want that to be in a location where it kind of welcomes people into my home. So that is welcome. And it is by 13th Colony. And the designer is David McGurkin. And that one is living in this project bag. Oh, and before I forget, thank you all for your orders that you have placed on my Etsy shop, Layla P Creations, for project bags. Hopefully all of you that ordered, hopefully you have received those, and I am forever grateful. And if you're interested in taking a look and see what else I have left, I will put a link to the shop down below. And I will probably maybe add a few more at the beginning of the month. But that was something that I did a lot of over break. I did do a lot of project bags, and that's some of my plans for the next month. I have some family and friends I need to make some for. So that is just something I wanted to make sure that I thanked you all for, because I really appreciate you checking out my shop and trying out my project bags. All right, this is the next piece that kind of drives me up a wall, but I made some progress because it was a WIP Go call for me this month, and that is Spritdancer. As part of my WIP Go, I made it my 25/7 piece. That was what it was listed as on my WIP Go board, Spritdancer 25/7. Okay, so that is what I have primarily worked on. Try to put in at least a couple of threads in it. When I picked it up, I will insert a picture of where I was the last time. And here is where I am this time. I don't know if you can tell. I'm gonna back up just a bit. There it goes. But I finished the bird. This bird drove me nuts, you all, because all of the threads in it are so close in hue. They're all a version of beige. I think Ecru was the lightest, and then it just went 642, 644, you know, all those really light beige colors. And again, it's hard for me to count on linen. It just is. I've accepted that, and we're gonna make it do what it do. But I'm determined to finish this, because as you can see, I've got a lot done and I refuse to let it beat me. Okay, so I got the bird done. So now I'm done on this side. Now I can start working my way this way and up to get to her face and the rest of her body here. And then of course this background extends all the way up. So I'm excited to have that part done. And I've started filling all of this in, and this is new up here as well. So that is my progress on Spritdancer. I am pleased with it. Many of you, or a couple of you, have mentioned in the comments that you hope I do Earth Dancer, the companion piece to this. I think I am, but I will not be doing it on this fabric. So you will see this fabric in a future giveaway, because I bought enough to do both of them when I started Spritdancer. But I will be passing that stash on to one of you all very soon. So if you like working on, this is prairie green linen, prairie green linen, 28 count. So, and it's, as you can see, it's a sizable piece. So I will be blessing one of you all with it, those of you that enjoy linen. But I am going to finish this, and then I will find something complementary in an even weave that I will do Earth Dancer on. But I agree with you ladies. You're right. I am going to go ahead and do it, because it's not the picture itself that is daunting. It's the fabric that has made it more so. So I'm going to press on, and I am going to do it. And I will probably start it soon after I finish this one. And you all, I'm considering this one a fancy lady. I have not decided on my Mirabilia yet. But for now, I'm considering this one a fancy lady. And she is coming along quite nicely. Okay. And again, that is Spritdancer. I've been doing her in a medium Nerge hoop, but I purchased some a larger nurge in my haul or my investments that I will show you in a minute. And I think I'm going to use that larger hoop on that moving forward. So this next one is one that I did for my 12 by 12 for New Year's Eve, and that is the Flower Peddler by Mystic Stitch. Okay, and as many of you already know, Mystic Stitch is no longer in business from what I understand. This is done on an 18 count white Aida. Okay, so when it's complete, it's going to measure about 11 by 11. I will insert a picture of where it was the last time I worked on it, which was New Year's Eve. And here is where I am now. All of this brown is new. I guess it was Monday or Tuesday, and I was like, what do I work on today? And I said, you know what? You have a whip wheel. Why don't you spin it and see what it says? So that's what I did. And Flower Peddler came up, and I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. And you all, I enjoyed working on it immensely. This is a full coverage. This is my second Mystic Stitch that I have worked on. I showed in a past video. I'm going to show you a portion of the chart very quickly. This is my working copy, but so you can kind of see, but Mystic Stitch charts, they don't have symbols. They are, at least for this one, it's letters. So it starts with all capital letters, goes through the alphabet, then it goes to lowercase letters, goes through the alphabet, and then it goes to the other keys on a keyboard, like the asterisk, the @ symbol, the pound symbol, and all of those are if you need more. I don't know how many colors this has, and I don't want to rattle this paper to tell you, but I'll put it on the screen how many colors it has in it, but it went through both alphabets and then some symbols. So it's at least 50 or 60 colors in this picture, but it's kind of a faded picture. It's not real detailed and distinct. It's almost like it's blended a little bit and blurred a little bit, but I still like it very much. This is, like I said, this is my second one, and I have 3 Mystic Stitch patterns, and it's unfortunate that they did not survive, but I know a big part of that was customer service. They had a lot of complaints about their customer service, so I'm pretty sure that had something to do with it. But that is the Flower Peddler, and I have decided I'm going to make this my 25/7 stitch in April, because I really did enjoy working on it, and it was not very difficult to read. I am still working on trying to transfer paper patterns to Markup XP. I'm hoping I will be able to do that. Not sure I'm going to be able to do it with that one, but I am definitely going to try. Okay. All right. Up next is Gingerbread Cookies by Stitching with the Housewives. And I am going to insert a picture of where this one was. This is the other one that I had not planned to work on this month. I was going to set this one to the side and maybe work on it during Jolly July, but I did pick it up, and I've made a tiny bit of progress. You'll see I've added some letters, and I am frogging the G. I don't know if you can tell in this light, but the G was done in bamboo, which was the called for classic Colorworks. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way the stitches looked, and I switched to Pearl Cotton number 12 in B5200 for the rest. So all of this is in B5200 in Pearl Cotton, and I like it so much better the way it's laying. And to just make myself get more excited about it, I went to my ribbon red and started filling in the accent border on there. So again, this is Gingerbread Cookies by Stitching with the Housewives. It is done on a 20 count. Let me look at my notes to make sure I'm telling you. 20 count black Lugana over 1 and 2 over 1, except for the pearl cotton, I'm just doing 1 over 1. And if I forgot to mention it, that Mystic Stitch is 2 over 1 on that 18 count. So was not expecting to pick this one back up, but I'm thinking that's what I'm going to have to do every month, is just do a little bit on it, because the black is not the best to work on. With it being a 20 count, it's kind of small. And I really want to start on a couple of others of the recipe box series. One other recipe box, I want to do carrot cake, and I want to do the bakery rack. I have it to show you a little bit later, but oh, it's right here. The berry bakery, that's the other one I want to do, and they're both on black, but I have some 28 count Lugana that I'm going to do those on. So again, this is gingerbread cookies, stitching with the Housewives. All right, the next one is my work stitch. And for work, I am in a stitch along with the Needle for All admin on Facebook, and I will list that site down below. I talked about it the last time, but she lists all of the Pinker Punkin salt boxes on her website, Needle Free for All, which is on a Facebook group. And Sandra and I are doing a stitch along, and if anybody would like to join, just go over to Needle Free for All, or just say so down below. And we picked, each of us picked a salt box to do for this season. And so I picked strawberry salt box, because it's all about strawberries and the honeybees for me this spring and summer. So this is a free pattern. You can just go to Pinker Punkin Quilting, and all of her patterns are free, which is absolutely marvelous. I have a number of them that I'm going to do. And here is my progress. Oh, and I'll put a picture up here real quick of where I was. I think I only had a window, so not a lot, but there is my progress. This is an 18 count, I believe, in Ivory Ada. So this is going to end up pretty small. I think for any of the future salt boxes that I do, I'm going to up it. Actually, my notes say this is 16 count, but I think it's an 18. It might be 16, but it's kind of small. So I don't know. I'll see when I'm done how I feel about it. But this was started on March 2nd. And again, Sandra and I are doing a stitch along. I don't know if we have a hashtag. I'll have to ask her if we need I think we need a hashtag. So I'll make sure I ask her, and or I'll make one up and just put it down here in the show notes if you all would like to join us. But we would love to see what you do. And her salt boxes are great and amazing considering they're free. I've got like 3 or 4 of them. And this one's going pretty quick. I think the vines and everything on the outside is probably going to take, and the flower urn, I think that's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm breezing through, and it's perfect for work because I don't have to concentrate real hard on it. And I'm just using the called for DMC for this. Okay. So that is Strawberry Salt Box, and she has a ton of salt boxes to pick from. Okay. Next one is my Needlework shop by it's the Hometown Holiday Series by Little House Needleworks. And I'm going to put up on the screen where I was the last time. And I know the last time we talked about this, I said I'm shooting for a finish this month, and I think I might make it. So let me show you the pattern. Needlework shop. And here is my progress. I'm almost there, you all. All I have left to do is finish this tree and finish some snow down here at the bottom. And then I think there are some snowflakes or something over here. And that's it. Okay, and that's the beauty of this series. There is no back stitching except for the letters and the details in the windows. And I did that already. I went ahead and knocked that out this week. So I'm super pleased. As you can see, I have my fabric folded up, and this is, let me tell you real quick what this is. It is 32 count Lugana, and this is, I believe, the platinum. I also have a piece of taupe that is so close to this. I'm going to use that for future ones as well, but I can fit about 4 on this piece. So as soon as I finish this one, I think I'm going to roll right into the bookstore. I only have 1 floss that I'm missing for this, and I'm going to get it hopefully next weekend. So the bookstore will be next on the list. And I have truly enjoyed working on this. I'm going to make sure it's finished. And this has been my traveling with my daughter piece. And so I will either be finishing this one when we go out of town next weekend, or I will have already finished it. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to work on this one, and I'm going to work on the Grinch today since it's the 25th. I'm trying to work on a little bit of Christmas on the 25th. So I think I'm going to work on this one, and I'm going to work on my Grinch piece that I just began. And that will be my Christmas stitching for today. Okay. Finally, my big one. This is Vintage Baker by Heaven and Earth Designs. Amy Stewart is the designer and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm going to put up here where I was the last time you saw this. And I'm back in the saddle, folks. I'm finally making some progress. Moved on to a new motif. And I'm doing this on 25 count antique white Lugana, 1/1. And here she is. Let me get in a little closer. And as you can see, I'm finally moving on to a new motif. Oh, I didn't show you the pattern cover. Let me show you that real quick. Lots of confetti, but here's about where I am. So I'm moving right into this area. And I don't even know what that is. It's like a little starburst, like a packaging, some kind of packaging right here. But then I've got this cute little, I think it's a baking powder. Nope, cinnamon. A cinnamon tin. I'm excited. And then I'm hopefully going to get to this wooden spoon soon. So, but all this in here, these are recipe cards, like old handwritten recipe cards. So this just past, I believe, this line right in here is the page finish. So that'll be my goal for April, is to finish the page and maybe even go a little further. It will be a year that I will have worked on this. I started it on Mother's Day last year. I'm thinking about starting something new on Mother's Day this year. That might be my time for a new start. I don't know, but I want to keep working on this. This will always be in the rotation. That's the only way it's going to get done, you all. Let me give you my stats so far for March. So far, my total stitches is 1,392. So I should have no problem making it to 1,500, if not more, by the end of the month. And we got another week left of the month. My grand total of stitches is 29,929, which is out of 301,600. And so that is a whopping 9.92%. So that 10%, I'm finally going to make it this month, you all. I might even make it tonight, because I'll work on those 2 Christmas projects this afternoon, and then this evening, right before I go to bed, I'll put in a couple hundred stitches on this. So hopefully 10% will no longer elude me, and I will make it tonight. I'm still super proud of her, still glad about it, but you all, this one, whew, is going to take some years. I recently found the perfect fabric for a project bag for this project, and hopefully I will get that one done and have it ready to show you next month when I film. But I love her. she's progressing along nicely, and I'm finally getting to an area where I got something else to look at. And that's what kind of motivates me. In my stitching this last week or so, I'm not a fan of big blocks of color. I like the color changes. I like watching it evolve. I like switching colors often. So I know the strawberry Saltbox you all see that has blocks of color, but that doesn't bother me because it's the time. I only have like maybe 10 minutes to stitch on it during lunch, and not having to concentrate on that is good. But other things, I like switching colors. I do. It does not bother me. And you all only have one needle. I have one needle threaded at a time. I don't thread a lot of needles. I don't park. I know that's a big thing where you have the threads hanging. That would drive me insane. I tried it when I first started working on Heaven and Earth Designs. And I said, oh no, this is not for me. And I use one needle until I break it or it bends or something. And then I get a fresh needle. But I switch the color. But I do stitch until the thread is done, or there's no more in that color in that area. And then I'll switch. But I stitch until the thread is done. So it's not a big deal to keep wrapping those threads around my bobbins. So those are my WIPS. I have a lot of investments, you all. It's clearance season, if you didn't know. Michael's and Hobby Lobby have had a lot of stuff on clearance. And I think Joann's has too, but they haven't really had a whole lot that I wanted. I know Joann's this weekend has DMC and Anchor Floss on sale. But if you all have been following me on Instagram, you know I really don't need much floss right now. And that is because I have done more thrifting. I will insert a picture of the haul I got from thrifting in DMC floss. I mean, I was shocked when I saw it. I like to go to thrift stores that are very organized. And the one I go to here in St. Louis, it is very organized. And so there's a specific area for craft items, and they bag it up. You know, they just kind of group it together in what whoever's doing the sorting thinks goes together, and they slap a price on it. Well, I got, I believe, about 70 something skeins of floss for $6 in my last haul. And I'm not talking about floss that is used. I'm talking about brand new skeins that have not, they still have the paper on them, still intact. And there were some additional flosses that had been used that were in floss away bags. So they were in well-kept condition. And I always smell things when I get it from the thrift store. Yeah, I hope that's not bougie, but that's what I do. And it didn't smell or anything, so I took it. Because that's one thing I don't want, things that maybe smell like cigarette smoke or things like that. I usually pass on that kind of stuff. But these, like I said, they were in the floss away bags, and I just took out the new skeins and added them to my floss box, and I kept the partial skeins in the floss away bags. And I'm going to use those like if I'm traveling and I just want to take something that I can toss into a project bag real fast, or I just need a little bit, I'll go to those and use that up. But when I first started doing Flosstube, you all, this is what I kept my extra embroidery floss in it. Okay, and I just put a little label on it with my Cricut. Now, because of all this thrifting I've been doing, this is what I keep my floss in. I have sorted it all, okay, by color number. So I like all the 3800s or 3700s or whatever. 0 through, 150 or something. I'll keep that together. So I just kind of put it together. So when I'm looking for a color to either replace something that I've used up in my bobbins, in my master set, or if I just need to pull it real fast to pull some off for a part of a project, I know I can come here. As a result, I inventoried all of my floss and I printed off a sheet, and I'll see if I can link where I got this. I do not remember off the top of my head, but this is kind of how I do it. I put a check mark if it's bobbinated, and then over here I'll put a hashtag mark right here. See, I put hashtags in the boxes next to it. Those are the ones that are in this box, that are new, that have not been used. I did not inventory all those extra floss away bags with partially used skeins. I didn't even inventory that. I just inventory my complete skeins or what I have on bobbins. So the check marks are how many I had bobbinated. As you can see, I accidentally bobbinated some. And then over here, this is just how many I have in reserve over there. But this is a pretty good list. I've used a number of different lists in the past. Like I said, if I can remember where I got this one, I'll link it down below, but it was free. There are some Etsy sellers that have some that you can buy that are relatively inexpensive. I saw one recently. It was very similar to this. It was only 50 cents and it was a PDF download. So I don't know. I know some of you all buy a brand new skein for each project. I can't do that. I want to use up what I have bobbinated, and then I come to this, my stash, if I need to replace anything. And I have a lot of the common colors. Like I'm looking right here, 930. I have 2 skeins of 930, one on 931. I have a complete set that I have bobbinated, and then these are my reserves. So that was a great find to get that haul. Again, I should have already inserted a picture, but I had 2 thrifted hauls of floss that I got, and it was quite a bit. And retail, I probably would have paid like $70 for that amount. So it was definitely a great find. And from what I'm understanding, DMC is going up. And so that made that find even more great. So I was very glad to find that. So that's just a little bit about what I do. And like I said, I pulled all the flosses that I had, and then I went through this list and checked off what I had bobbinated and then what I had in my reserves. All right, let's start with kits. Like I said, I have been hitting the clearance racks, and almost everything that I'm about to show you came from a clearance. Hobby Lobby had the best clearance from what I could tell, and you all, and that's one thing I appreciate. If you're going to put it down as a clearance, I need it to be clearance. $1 off is not a clearance. That's your definition of a sale, but that's not clearance. Clearance is it's priced to move, okay? And I'm very impressed with Hobby Lobby's definition of clearance, because I was shocked. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing that they're getting rid of so much of their stuff, but it did seem to be mostly the kits. And these kits are not inexpensive, but this one, I have been wanting to get this one. I had been holding off, and I'm so glad that I did. This is Map of America by Artiste. I have had my eye on this for literally years. My BFF, Alicia, she and I went to Bartlesville, Oklahoma about 4 years ago. This was before she moved to South Carolina. We had been working together for years, ever since Layla was a baby. And she wanted a fresh start, so she was moving to the East Coast. And she surprised me with the last, girls trip. We'd never been on a trip before together. And we went to Pawhuska, Oklahoma, so I could meet Pioneer Woman. I love Pioneer Woman. And so we went, as a matter of fact, I'm going to find that picture and I'm going to insert the picture of us in Oklahoma visiting Pioneer Woman. She had a book signing at the Mercantile. And we went, and of course, we went to Pawhuska during the day. And then in the evenings, we went to dinner and we went to Bartlesville and they had a Hobby Lobby. We were actually staying in Bartlesville. And she bought this kit at the Hobby Lobby. And this was back when they still had the 40% off coupon. Well, when I hadn't gotten it yet, and they got rid of the 40% off coupon during COVID. So I wanted us to still do it together. And the plan was for her to do it and she maybe pass me the chart or whatever. We were going to make it work. And she moved, and of course the chart the kit got misplaced, and I started bugging her recently, hey, find that chart so we can do it. And I still didn't have the kit. I was planning on just, you know, if she was going to finish it, pass me the chart and I'll just kit it myself. That never happened either. So imagine my surprise. I go on Hobby Lobby last week and all of the kits were on clearance. This one was gone at my local Hobby Lobby. So last Thursday, I told my husband, I said, I need you to go to the Hobby Lobby by your job and see if they have this kit. And I didn't have a picture of it, but I just told him it's the map of America. I knew what it was called. I said, it's a map and it's cross stitch. So go to the cross stitch kits and ask. So he went and he said it was not on clearance. And as you can see, there's no orange sticker on this. And I said, go ask, because my husband will tell me to go ask somebody in a minute. So I said, go ask one of the associates and ask them, is it on clearance? And he said it was a young man working in the area. He didn't know, but a young lady came by and he asked her. She said, oh, well, let me go look. And I guess she got the gun or whatever it is. And she scanned it. She said, you know what it is? $29.99 was the retail. $7.50 was the clearance price. You can't beat that with a stick. So I finally got it. She and I are going to do it together. And we're going to start it soon. So I was too excited to finally have it because I just love the picture. I'm not a big patriotic stitcher, but I like this. And it reminds me of a quilt. So that will be getting done. It is I'm looking to see, it's a 14 count cream Ada. I may stick with that. I probably would prefer it to be 16 count, but the finished size is 13 3/4 by 10 2 1/4. So that's not too bad. So we'll see. I'll see what the quality of the fabric is, and then I'll make my decision. But this is going into the rotation this summer. So me and my girl can work on it together. So what else did I get kit-wise? I got this one, and you will see this one has the orange sticker on it. Retailed for $44.99, 8 something. I can't read backwards. But this is a Dimensions Gold. Okay, a treasured time. I think I'm going to do this one. I'm not positive. But guess what? If I don't, it'll end up with one of you all. Okay, but I do like it. I just don't know when I will get to it. But again, $8.50, it couldn't pass it up. Okay, $8.24 actually. So that was a Treasure Time Dimensions Gold. These next two were also Dimensions Gold, but these are the mini ones, the petites. So here is Believe in Santa. $2.74, you all. I think that's what it says. Nope. Yeah, $2.74. Even if I don't, this one I probably will not do, but I'm going to give it to one of you all in a future giveaway. I wasn't leaving that. That's a gold collection. Okay. You all know how much those are. And here's one more. I do like this one. Same price. And this is the stacked teacups. And I just saw this one at Joann's recently for $18. So, yep, those were definitely coming with me. What else? Oh, and I will give this one to my son when I'm done with it, or I might put it on a project bag. I haven't decided. But Stormtrooper, we're Star Wars people here. So couldn't pass that one up. Same price. Definitely will do that one. So those were I think those were all my kits. I did get quite a bit of fabric. I got these 32 count Murano in these two colors, Rust and Spa. These were $1.50 each. I got 2 of these. And then the Spa was $1.24 each. And I got 2 of these. So I grabbed those. Couldn't beat that with a stick. I also got this 28 count even weave, light blue, 14 by 18 inch piece. Couldn't beat that. $1.50. I got 2 of these. These are almost a yard each, you all. These are 18 count Aida in ivory. Normally 15, 3, 24. So, and I've been wanting to dye fabric, so I think this would be good to practice on and see if I can get it right. And then one more fabric, $4.99. This also is almost a yard. It's a 28 count even weave, and it was $19.99, and I got it for $4.99, and it's white. So again, and it's 100% cotton, so that means it should dye pretty well. So I'm excited about that. Those are my fabrics that I got. I also got some perforated paper. I've never done a Mill Hill kit, but I might. And if I want to do more than one, I got 2 packs of the perforated paper for $1.24, normally $4.99. What else did I get? Oh, this is my other thing from Hobby Lobby. I got one of these little floss organizers, 74 cents. So that'd be good for a small project. And then I got these Aunt Martha embroidery patterns. I love these. I have a lot of these in my stash. And these spoke to me. Pies, 24 cents. And herbs. Superb herbs, 24 cents. Couldn't leave them. And I have an idea for this one. I have some fabric paints that I got on clearance, and I believe they were Aunt Martha brand fabric paints. They're like in a tube, and they're for this type of work. So I may do these, and then I have a lot of fruit and veggie fabrics that I may incorporate these into some blocks, into a quilt. So that's one thing about being creative, y'all. Your mind just explodes when you get new stuff and new ideas. It's overcrowded in here with the ideas that I have. So what else did I get? I got this floss box. It was 40% off. I think it ended up being like $5 at Joann's, just so I can have something. If I want to kit something up, I can put it in there. And then the last 3 things that are not patterns. I ordered this from Robot Mom Sews. It's Unicorn Thread Gloss. And I have been using this on anything that I'm doing 2 over 2 or 2 over 1 or whatever. If I've got 2 threads, I like to use a floss conditioner. And this one has scents, and this one is birthday cake. And it smells like birthday cake. It smells really good. It's not like Thread Heaven. It's a little drier than Thread Heaven. I've used it quite a bit, but I like it. And like I said, it smells great. She has quite a variety of scents. I will put a link to her shop below, but shipping was very fast. And so I'm excited to use this. If anybody has any other thread glosses that you can recommend, please do so. I just like to try out different things. And since I'm doing more 2 over 2, that kind of thing, I want to have some thread gloss. I have some chenille yarn from Dollar Tree. Yeah. So worth a try. I'm looking for white. I know they carry white because I want to dye it, but I'm not having a lot of success finding white. I have this pink, red, and I also found black. over the holidays. So that'll be good for finishing. And then those nurges that I mentioned earlier, let me tell you the sizes. I got these on Amazon. They are the lilac color. I really needed some more hoops, you all. Sometimes I don't want to take it out of a hoop every single time that I'm transferring from project to project. So I needed some more hoops. I already had a medium nurge, but now I have a small, another medium, and a large. The small measures about 6.5 by 5.7 inches. So you can kind of get an idea in comparison to my hand. The medium, and they call them number, this is a number 3, the small is a number 2, but this is a number 3. And the size on this is about 8.66 inches by 7.68 inches. So not quite a square. And then this large is a number 4 size, and it's an 11 by 9.84 inches. So pretty good size. And this one also came with 3 thread organizer cards. So that was a nice bonus in there. And I think these 3 were on Amazon for $27. I will put a link below to those. But I thought that was a good deal. Less than $10 a hoop. And like I said, I just needed them. And the nerd is starting to grow on me a little bit more. And it's really nice. Now, this is something else I got on Amazon, and somebody asked me about it. I guess they could not find it, so I wrote down the name of it. This was this stand that I'm putting my tablet on. Okay. It is the MSDADA desk book stand in metal. And it's light pink. So if you're having trouble finding it, that is what it's called. And again, I will try to put a link below. So thank you to the person who said they couldn't find it. Hopefully that helps you. And then finally, I got some charts. This was from Hobby Lobby. Embroidery again, but it's a booklet. Those sunbonnet Sues. The days of the week. $1.24. Couldn't pass it up. And then I have Primrose Cottages. I'm missing some. Oh, here it is. Primrose Cottage Stitches. I have never done any of their charts. So I've had my eye on some for quite some time. And then they had a sale on their Etsy shop for their PDF downloads. They may have had a sale on their paper patterns, but I think it was just the PDFs. And it was just certain PDFs, off-season PDFs. So I got Christmas Rules, which has been on my list for a while. I saw a lot of people working on it online over the holidays, and I love it. So I've added the flosses that I need. It only has 2 fancy flosses, so I will pick those up this coming weekend, next weekend. And then I also got, well, let me preface before I show you this one. I'm not a Halloween person, but my husband likes Halloween, and that has a lot to do with the fact that he was born on October 30th. So his birthday and Halloween have always gone hand in hand, but we've just never done the whole Halloween thing. My kids have never been trick-or-treating. You know, we just don't do it. But I know he has a special place in his heart for Halloween. So I wanted to stitch something that I could show during the Halloween season, but it can't be creepy. It can't be all that. And I like this chart. And I noticed it sometime last year, but really what got me, you all, is the house. And the name of the chart is The Witch Next Door. And y'all, that house is everything. So, but then her flying and then her clothes on the line, I just couldn't pass it up. These little spiders hanging down. I don't even like spiders, but it just lends itself to the whole vibe of the picture. So I'm looking forward to doing this one. I've got all the flosses down on my list, and I'm looking forward to it. But it's the house for me. I love buildings, you know, I love houses, and I'm ready to do that house. I just need to get some fabric to put it on. I do want a gray, and then get the rest of the fancy flosses that are incorporated in it. So I'm excited about The Witch Next Door. Halloween Quaker. I don't remember who the designer is for that one, but that's the other one that I'm kind of considering. But considering I don't do Halloween, we're gonna see how this goes. But I want him to have something that he likes. He and my son, they watch the scary movies. To me, you can throw the whole month of October away. The only good thing about October is my husband's birthday, because the scary movies are on TV 24/7. I could do without. But I'm excited about doing that chart. The other thing I got from Primrose Cottage was a quilt pattern, and this is dashing, and it's jelly roll friendly. And there's just a lot I feel like you can do with that. You can do a white background and then some coordinating prints. You can do a theme of some sort in the prints. You can do a black background. I'm definitely going to try a charcoal gray background for whatever it is. Maybe all florals, all African prints. There's just a lot you can do with that. So I felt like it was worth the price on that one. And it has 3 different size options, and I just think it's a cute pattern. So I was glad to get that one. The other quilt pattern I got is by So Fresh Quilts, and it's called Christmas Sweaters. And I saw a lady on Instagram. She was doing these blocks, and I asked her where she got the pattern. She sent me the name of the chart, or the designer, and the Etsy shop where she got it from, and I'm gonna do it. This will be perfect for my son. Okay, I'm trying to do a Christmas quilt for every bed, and I'm almost done with this bow tie quilt, and that was originally going to be for him. But I think if I made these ugly sweaters, ugly Christmas sweaters, I think he would get a kick out of that. And I have some Grinch fabric, and I've got some Spider-Man Christmas fabric I could do on those. So I think I'm going to do that for him. And then this last one is Stitchy Princess on Etsy. And I got 2 of her prints. And the first one is Christmas. It is the deer. Hopefully you can see that. No glare. That's pretty good. I thought that was cute. That's the deer. She had a sale. I believe she is a Ukrainian designer. And I know she's been misplaced, or displaced, I should say, from her home. So she's doing the best she can, trying to make a living. So when she said, hey, I'm having a sale, I decided to support. And then the other one I got from her is the Nativity. And I already know that one of those clearance fabrics I got from Hobby Lobby is going to get used for this. So I was excited. When I saw that fabric, I said, you know what? I wonder if that Nativity will work for that. And I think it will. I know it's the right size. I already measured the stitch count on this. And this is a 32 count, which is perfect. So that is what I'm going to do this nativity scene on. And again, check her out, Stitchy Princess on Etsy.com. And she is the designer. Let me check my bucket. I think that's it for my investments. I told you it was a lot. You all, I have not done a lot of shopping over the years. And now that I'm knowing what I want, I've got a new house on the horizon. I want to decorate it. So now I'm kind of getting a good idea of what I want and what I like and what I want to do. So yeah, I got a little more shopping in me. This coming weekend, April 1st, I will be going to Quilter Station and CNC that I mentioned in my last video. I will be going to both of those shops. My daughter is traveling to Kansas City again for a tournament. I'm taking her. And I already know that she is going to be playing in the afternoon on Saturday the 1st like she did the last time. So that morning, I'm going to go hit those shops up real quick. I've got my list I have a list of patterns that I'm looking for. I'm not, you know, pressed on getting those, but I do have a list of floss that I have started keeping on my phone. And so I have a list of fancy floss that I definitely want to look for while I'm there. And I know both of those shops had a pretty good selection the last time I was there. So I've got my list. I'm ready to go and get those. So last thing is I want to talk about plans. Before I finish up with plans, I have some quilting I would like to share. And I've been holding on to this first one, and I'm going to put some pictures up while I'm talking because I don't have this particular quilt here to show you, and that is because it was an Etsy sale that I made right before Thanksgiving. Many of you have expressed that you would like to try quilting. Well, this pattern, and I will put a copy of it up on the screen, is the Yellow Brick Road. This is one of my absolute favorite patterns, and it is super beginner friendly. You can have anywhere from 6 to 12 or even more fat quarters is all you need. And it is a super friendly pattern to do. And the quilt that I sold over Thanksgiving, it's been in my Etsy shop for quite some time, but it was a Mizzou themed quilt. So our mascot for Mizzou is the Tigers. So it had tiger prints and then a bunch of different Mizzou prints and then just different black and gold prints that coordinated with it. And the person who purchased it works at the Alumni Center at Mizzou. So what I did is I made a label for it with my Cricut, and then I hand sewed it on. And I also insert a video. She messaged me and asked me if I would put a hanging sleeve on it because she wanted to hang it in her office at the Alumni Center. So I did. Took me all of 30 minutes, and I went over to storage and found some of the tiger print that I use. And actually, I keep all of the prints that I use or that are going to coordinate with future Mizzou quilts in a vintage suitcase, a little mini vintage suitcase that I have, and I just keep all of my Mizzou prints in it because I've made this quilt like twice now. Once for a friend whose daughter went to Mizzou a few years ago, and then this one that I had in my Etsy shop that this lady bought. So she did message me and review and said she loved it and it's hanging in her office. So I'm super excited that that quilt is hanging at the University of Missouri-Columbia Alumni Center, and just a proud moment as an alumni of the university. And you can see what I put on the label there. My mom quilted it, and I don't know if you can see in the quilting, she has little paw prints in the quilting to mimic the tiger paws. So very excited about that quilt. I'm also going to insert some pictures of previous Yellow Brick Road quilts that I've done. I've done all of these, and the pink and black one is another one that I sold on Etsy a few years ago. It was one of my favorite. I called it the Ooh La La quilts because it had Paris and pink and black theme incorporated in the fabrics for that one. The rustic one, I had it, I'm going to insert a video of some of these that I still have that I have not done that my daughter helped me show. I recorded this a while ago because I've been trying to insert this video for some time, but I'm going to go ahead and insert that video of a couple others that I still have in my possession, and then I'll be right back. All right, Yellow Brick Road. I have two that I'm going to show you. This first one is on my Etsy shop. It is a woodland bloom fabric. Hold that side. This thing is helping me today. But this is Yellow Brick Road, and this is going lengthway. Pull it, Lay. Pull it. Thank you. Okay. But pinks and greens, touch of brown. Okay. But the block, let me see if I can show you all where the yellow brick road block is. There's two of them actually. This here is a square. So this one is a block. And this is the other block. Okay. So you can kind of see how any, hold it tight, how any fabrics will work. This was an entire line of fabrics that I put together. Okay. Border print also came from the line. And then the backing was just a simple fabric from Joann's, if I recall. Well, my mom did the quilting as always, but I really like this one. And when I put my bindings on, I always sew them down, and then when I flip them over to the back, I hand sew them in place. So that's Woodland Bloom. And then this next one was on our bed for a number of years. And I do not remember the sizes of these. If I can measure them, and I'll insert them on the screen. But this one is a queen size, and this one was on my husband and my bed. I made this for us when we first got married. Now we have a king, so this one is just back up. Okay. Come a little closer, stretch it out a little. So again, this is more warm tones. Okay. I don't know if you all can see that. My boo got bleach on it. And that happens with quilts, you all. Things happen. But it got a couple of spots. Come over my way, Lay. But you can see how big it is. But it is a queen. And these were just an assortment of fabrics that I pulled from my stash. This was the main print that I liked. And then I just found everything else to go with it. Okay. And the back is just a solid red. And again, my mom did the quilting. She did it in a kind of a light color, so it's easier to see on this one. But I liked it. And like I said, this was on our bed for a number of years. And that is Yellow Brick Road. So as you can see, I've done that quilt quite a few times. So those are my Yellow Brick Road quilts. Again, that pattern has been around for a long time. It is readily available. It is by Atkinson's Designs. And again, you can do a baby size all the way up to whatever size you want. I've done it in a variety of sizes, as you can see. So hopefully that inspires some of you all to try quilting. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer you on that quilt, because it is definitely one of my favorites. It's one of the very first ones I ever did on my own. And Atkinson's Designs in general is great for beginner type quilts. The last quilt I want to share with you is not a quilt yet. It's in strips now, but this is my Ankara African print half square triangles that I've been working on, and I finally have started putting them in rows. This is going to be a throw for my couch. So I'll just flip through some of these so you can see. But this is a lot of what I worked on this week. So it took up a little bit of my stitching time, but it was worth it because it's in the downhill slope now. So these are just some of the prints. Most of these are from my stash, from scrap bins or scrap packets I order online. Matter of fact, I got another one coming any day now that I ordered from another place. I get them from a variety of places. If you're interested, I'll be happy to let you know where I source my Ankara from. A lot of them, the majority of them, are genuine Ankara prints. Some of these are from Hobby Lobby. You know, not Hobby Lobby. Yeah, no, I got a couple from Hobby Lobby. A few of them from Joann's. Just more African American prints, but those will be pieced probably before the end of the weekend. All I gotta do is, I think I have like maybe 5 more blocks to do, and then I've done 10 across, and then I'm gonna go 8 rows or so down. And then I've decided on the border I'm gonna do a very thin gray that is incorporated in the other side of the half squares. And then I'm going to do a crumb border on what do you call it, cash register tape. So I'm going to paper piece, foundation piece, a crumb border out of Ankara scraps that I have. So that might take me a little while longer, but at least the bulk of this will be done. And I hopefully can get it to my mom for quilting before summer. So that is everything I've been working on, you all. My plans are to keep going on these WIPs that I've been showing you. I have a list of my WIPs in progress. As you can see, I've got 19, but I've got 2 that I have completed. So I need to add, no, I already added the Grinch down here. That was my new start for this week. I'm going to put this in a notebook so it won't get so raggedy, but this has been doing good for now. But now that I've got quite a list, I'm going to put it in a notebook. That way I can keep it for future posterity and all that kind of stuff. And I'm only going to allow myself 20 WIPs. That's it. When I hit 20, then I got to finish something before I can add on another new start. Right now, I'm sitting at 17. So included in my plans is to work on WIP Go. Here's my WIP Go board in case anybody's interested. The pink is what I have completed. The blue is what has been called, but I have not completed. But I have already highlighted this month's calls, which were 5 and 17. So 5 is to finish a Christmas ornament. That's no problem. I got a couple of them sitting right here ready to be finished. And then the 17 is dye some fabric for a project. So I got to do my research. I have plenty of dye. I've been collecting dye since the holidays. So I've got plenty to work with. Now I just got to make it happen and rewatch some videos that I've already previously watched and make sure I know what I'm doing. So I am going to give that an attempt. Again, I'm going to Kansas City next weekend. So I have fabric and floss that I definitely want to buy. Here's my list of fabric buying priorities. I've got the measurements that I need. And then I also have my list of patterns I want to look for. I'm not going to find these, but I at least want to have it with me. And then on my phone, I have my list of floss that I need to look for. So I'm excited about that. So I'm going to complete my shopping list. I've kind of been organizing my project bags. I have a few. Oh, let me show it to you. I have a few that I want to, I got to make some for some family and some friends. My friend Alicia that I talked about earlier, I'm going to send her some. This one is mine. I don't have what I'm going to put in it yet, but this is my new favorite. I bought 7 yards of this fabric, you all. Last time when I went to Kansas City on the way back home through Columbia, I stopped at the Joann's there and they had a 5-yard bolt and I grabbed it because now you can't find it anywhere. But this is one of my favorites. I'll open it real quick so you can see the inside. This one was on my Etsy shop. The one that I had on there has sold. And then here's another one. This one was supposed to be on my Etsy shop, you all, but I have to keep it for myself. Every time I mess one up, I end up keeping it. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a tiny rip right there. So I couldn't put it up. But I do have some more of this fabric, both of these fabrics. So I may make another one, but I just love this Christmas print with the ornaments. So that one, I'm going to put a Christmas project into it. And then the last thing, quilting, I'm going to finish this Ankara print, but I have another one I want to start. And I have a lot of animal prints. And this is how I store, this is how you can store fat quarters. These are from Target. And I'll try to list below the size of this, but I put all of my animal prints in here because I want to do something similar to this. I could not find the pattern, but this is from McCall's Quilting, February 2005. And this one, I want to do this with those animal prints. So I can draw that out. That's not a big deal. I've done a square and a square before, but this is what I'm going to do with these animal prints. So I'm excited about that. And I'm either going to do a 2.5-inch block in the middle or a 4.5-inch block in the middle. And then this will be just probably a 2.5-inch square all the way around. So I'm gonna see, probably end up being about an 8-inch block or so. I don't know. I'm gonna draw it out and make sure I'm using the dimensions I want, but that is something I pulled this out a long time ago, and so that's something else I would love to do. Okay, so that, and keep up with WIP Go a little better than I have been. I'm going to work on my 25/7 next month. That is going to be Flower Peddler. And then just keep my head above water till the end of the school year. Well, I think we got 9 weeks left. And then I'll have more time to be creative. Before I go, shout outs. I have a number of new people that I have found. Isn't it amazing, you all, how you could be watching Flosstube as long as many of us have, and just now be finding people who have been around for quite some time. These algorithms are something else. But first of all, I want to say thank you to Leanne with Small Town Stitches. She mentioned me. She is a homesteader, which is hopefully going to be my life pretty soon, Leanne. But she mentioned that she thinks we have a lot in common, and I agree. She's a gardener. And just some of the projects that she works on, she does work on Heaven and Earth design. She has a little bit of full coverage in her rotation. So she's just a joy to watch, and I'm enjoying going back and watching some of her previous videos. So thank you so much for the mention. And I'm looking forward to seeing more from you, and maybe we can get together and do some stitch alongs in the future, especially with our Heaven and Earth designs. Few more people I wanted to mention. Amira Quilt and Stitch, Amira. She is a quilter, but she has recently picked up cross stitch, and she is in Malaysia. And I really enjoyed her video. The last video might have even been the last 2 videos. Her sister has joined her, and the 2 of them have a plethora of projects that they're working on, and they're wonderful projects. And I just enjoyed listening to them, and I'm talking a little bit about how things, how their stitching is in their country, and then just they get a lot of their stuff from Fat Quarter Shop and Etsy. So I thought that was wonderful. So a lot of commonality there, but I just enjoyed watching them, just their rapport with each other. And Amira is a very prolific quilter as well. So go check them out. I'll link them down below. And then the artsy housewife, Gigi, I follow her on Instagram. That's where I found her first, I believe. But she also has a Flosstube. She is an Etsy cross-stitch designer. She has some beautiful prints. The main one I'm going to get is, I believe it's called A Study in Pink, and it is a butterfly. And it is really pretty, and she's working on another one that has mostly greens and earth tones in it. So I will definitely be getting those charts. But Gigi is the artsy housewife. She's located in Texas, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from her on Flosstube. But in the meantime, you can check her out on Instagram or on Flosstube. Stitchy Reese's Pieces. Her name is Erica. And she has an Etsy shop also. She makes bags of all types, but she has a Flosstube. And she is a new Flosstuber. I think she's got maybe 5 videos. I know I watched the first 3 or 4. I have not watched number 5 yet, but she is somebody that you may want to check out. She also has a lot of projects. So go check her out, Erica, at Stitchy Reese's Pieces. Okay. And then finally, Unfinished Stitches. Now this is a mother-daughter duo. I believe it's Bonnie and Madison. And Bonnie lives in Colorado and Madison lives in Baltimore. Oh my gosh. They have like 26 videos, and I had never seen them before. And again, I loved their rapport. I love their projects. But I really like how they presented what they are doing. Very organized. Y'all know I like that. I like people to get right to the nitty gritty. And that's what they do. I can tell they've discussed it. They're in two totally different parts of the country, but they are in sync, and I really enjoyed watching them. I'm just baffled as to why I've never come across their videos before, but I really enjoyed them. The very first one I caught was when they were actually together. Bonnie had gone to visit Madison in Baltimore, and so they were actually in the same place, but all of their other videos, they're on Zoom. So go check them out, Unfinished Stitches. And I really enjoyed them, and I'm looking forward to checking them out more in the future. So that's it, y'all. I've talked long enough. I will be back with you probably after Easter, because y'all know I'm gonna have some more haul and some more investments after my trip. Plus I still got some gift cards I haven't used yet, you all. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. Come back and see me. I'm getting better with my regularity now that I know what I'm doing. I'm having a little more stitchy time. Life is still busy, but we're making it work. God is good. This morning I went to a prayer breakfast for our local Panhandle, which is the organization that supports all of the predominantly Black Greek fraternities and sororities in the St. Louis area. And we had a prayer breakfast for the people that have been on. We've had a prayer call for the last 3 weeks during 3 years during COVID. And this was the first time some of us have seen each other, because we've only heard each other on the prayer call every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And I haven't been able to participate in the call as much this semester because I have a class. But last semester, I did not have a class during the call, so I was able to get on. So I'll be able to get on more regularly when summer comes. But it was just nice to see people that have been praying for you every week for the last 3 years. A lot of us, it was the first time us meeting in person, so that was really nice. So I got back and said, hey, I already got lipstick on. Let me go on and make this video. So I'm glad to be back before you. Have a great rest of the month of March. Enjoy your spring. Hopefully spring is springing for some of y'all, because we in the Midwest, we're suffering. I think it's supposed to get a little bit warmer. I'm ready to switch out the sweaters and the boots and do all that. So maybe that's coming soon for the rest of us. But enjoy. Please subscribe if you like what you see. And I'll be back before you sometime in April. Have a great rest of the weekend and be blessed. Okay. I don't know if I can stop it. Oh, okay.
Is it still going?
Uh-huh. I'll stop in a minute. I edited it out.
Oh, I was like, what are you doing? Stop it.
No, I edited.